I felt like to pull in Venus to Earth would be a good thing. She needed a good girlfriend.
It's become something of a cliche that every time you read something about Tori Amos, you will inevitably run into the adjective cookie somewhere in the same sentence. And to be fair, that isn't that surprising, because she does, after all, speak in a language that possibly only Kate Bush can fully understand, and once put out a promotional photograph of herself breastfeeding a pig. She recently married her sound engineer, and they've built a studio in a remote outpost of Cornwall and recorded her new album, To Venus and Back, on which she feels she's become a camera orbiting around Venus's heart. And why not? Tori Amos, we have liftoff.
Eccentric American lyricist and singer Tori Amos invites us into her extraordinary world via a unique double CD titled To Venus and Back, revealing a more feminine side to her music.
It's funny, in 1990, I was coming up with Little Earthquakes in 1990. And 10 years later, practically, for Kind of Venus to say, hey, you know, you need a bit of a high heel and some girlfriend stuff. Again, as we go from this 99 time into this whole other world, we really don't know what it holds. I felt like to pull in Venus to Earth would be a good thing. She needed a good girlfriend. Because it's called To Venus and Back, that realm, in it exists the feminine unconsciousness and the feminine consciousness. And I like playing with the extremes always. Like Juarez, one of the songs on the record where 200 to 300 women have been murdered down there. And then the other extreme is 1,000 Oceans, where this person has so much love for another person that they could, in their own mind, walk through the solar field to find them again.
Tell me you're crazy, maybe then I'll understand.
Renowned for her obscure and almost incomprehensible lyrics, Tori Amos has no objections to people forming their own opinions about what her songs mean.
I think a lot of times people's relationship to my songs tell more about them than it does about the songs. It really does. It says where somebody's aesthetic is, and it's not a negative or a positive. Sometimes I'm closer to certain songs than others. Some of them I've sort of have been cornerstones for me. And then I get surprised on the ones that are like showing up now that want to be played. But of course I have a relationship with the songs, and mine's different than people that listen to the records. I mean, people will come up to me and say, well, you know, this is what this song is about, and I read what you said, and you're wrong. And I go, hey, you obviously are having a thing with this song, and you go right ahead.
On the first single, Glory of the 80s, lifted from the new album, Tori recounts her wild days on Sunset Strip.
I really remember getting into my Capri. It was baby blue because I couldn't afford a Mustang. And all girls in California at the time wanted a Mustang. 1985. Those days were wonderful days. The drugs were better. And I'm not much of a druggie. That's really not been my thing, but when you partake, you just don't want to be heaving too much. It messes up my lip line.
Tori Amos.